In this video, I'm going to discuss about how to select the value from the dropdown in using Selenium C#. For that, we need to create an instance for a select element. In Java, we have the select class, but here we have a select element. Let's see select element drop down is equal to new select element of web element. So we need a web element, right? But which drop down we want to select it? So in that case, I need to have the application. In this application, I'm going to select the value from the country dropdown. This is my country dropdown. So first, let me take property of the country. Right-click, inspect element, and we have the country. The select name is equal to country. The property name is equal to country. Now I need to create a web element for this. Web element. Web element. Web element is equal to driver.find element. But we don't have a driver, right? For that, we need to initialize WebDriver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. So driver dot find element of by dot name property and paste here. This is the drop down property, the name property. All right. So we have a drop down object. From this object, we have a multiple methods to select the value from the drop down. Look at this. We come from the bottom. We have the select by index, select by text, select by value. All right. And we have the deselect by index, deselect by text, deselect by value. Now let's say I want to select a value from the drop down, that is the country. We have multiple countries. So from this country, list of countries, I want to select India. So I'll go with the select by text, which is India. So let me launch the browser and navigate to URL. Now I need to copy this URL, paste it. Now we can run this program. Now it is selected from the drop down. Now the country is selected to India. Now let's close this. So this is one of the way to select the value from the drop down. Let's say example, I want to select drop down dot select by value, select by value. So value, if you go to the application and see, we have a value is equal to, we have a value, option value is there. This example, I want to select Angola. Copy this text. And I can also check based on the index also. For example, I want to select Algeria. Usually the index starts from 0. 0 is Albania and 1 is Algeria. So I'll go with the 1. We'll see it is going to select Algeria or not. Now drop down dot select by index of 1. But it is going to select the values from the drop down back to back. I want to give a time of thread.sleep. I'm going to give at least 5 seconds or 4 seconds for each selection. Copy this, paste here. Now let us run this and we'll observe, is it going to select the value from the drop down one by one. It has selected India. Angola, Algeria. Next, Algeria. That's fine. It's perfectly properly selecting the value from the dropper. Now we will see the another type of drop down. So let's back up this code. Now this is my application. If you look at this application, right? So we have a drop down here. This drop down has a multiple options. Okay, I want to select multiple options here. I want to select C, C sharp, Java. Okay, first I will go with the one by one, then we'll see the remaining one. Now, first, let me take the property of this. The ID is language options, lang or OPT. So I'll take a web element, high web element, drop down is equal driver dot find element by dot ID. So how to select this value? We can select element, select is equal new select of the select element of drop down. So from this, I want to select the value selected by index or selected by text. I'll go with the select by text, which is sorry, Java. Now let us see this. Yeah, which is selected, which is fine. But now I want to, now if you want to deselect this one, Java, then select a dot deselect by text. Let us give some time between these two test statement. The dot sleep of will give 3 seconds. Now let us run this. Which is selected and deselected. So this is how you're selecting the value from the drop down. Okay, when you have multiple options in the drop down, we can select the value from the drop down, we can deselect the value. And there is another way. Example, you want to select multiple options from the drop down. Okay, now let us see that how to do that. My requirement is I want to select Java, C sharp, and any other language. I'll go with the JavaScript. I want to select these 3 elements from the drop down. So how to do that? So we have the we can select like this also, but I want to select it back to back based on my requirement. I will do one thing. I'll create the list web element because I have a list of elements in the drop down. I web element. Okay. And this is a count. Example, there is a count. The number of count. Select a dot. How many options are there? Uh, okay. We have options. We have all selected options. We have options too. I'll go with the options. So if you want to get the list of items from the drop down with the number of count as well as, okay, I want to get the count first. Okay, the count of drop down values. Then I want to print the number of drop down values. Then I will select one by one. Think I should get the count dot count. So console dot right line of count dot count. Now you can run it. Yes. There are 12 languages in the drop-down. This is the count. I want to print the list of values from the drop-down. So in that case, you can go and implement a for each loop or for loop. It's fine. For each count items, then you can print um, item dot text. You can print the languages like this. We have the C Sharp, Java. There are a bunch of languages in the dropdown. Okay, this is the way to print the values from the dropdown. Now I want to select multiple values from the dropdown. So how to select it? Let's say example, I want to store this. I want to store this into the string variable. String languages is equal item dot text. Item dot text. Now I want to select if langs dot equals Java. Then I want to select the value item dot click. Item dot click. Or I want to go with the JavaScript. If langs dot equals of JavaScript, then click on that. Now run this. Scroll down, see that JavaScript selected. JavaScript selected. But I want to select, now we want to select the multiple values from the dropdown. So you can use langs dot equals of C sharp or langs dot equals JavaScript. Sorry, Java. I can ignore this. I don't want to select any value from here. Just want to comment it. Yes, I want to select three values from the dropdown multi-selection. So I don't want to give any break here because since I want to select all multiple values from the dropdown, right? Okay, I can give with the separation of all. Yes, has selected C sharp, Java, JavaScript. So this is how you can select the values, multi-select. This is called multi-selection. You can select multiple options from the dropdown. That's it guys for today. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in the next session.